Alright guys, so you can see that this is my movie shelf, or one of them. I actually have 3 different areas where I keep my shelves. This bottom area is a complete disaster zone, excuse that. But basically, I have way too many movies. I collect them because I've always had that fear of like not being able to find what I want on Netflix or on another streaming site, and you know, just having access to movies, especially like in college. This is my main source of entertainment. I didn't have access to things like Netflix or cable TV, so basically that's kind of where it started, was being able to entertain myself with movies that I had available, and I just kind of started collecting. And it's kind of gotten out of hand in a way. I feel like I've got a ton of movies. I'm running out of space. I also subscribe to Horror Pack. And, you know, that's an awesome subscriber service where you get 4 movies a month. And so I obviously need to declutter. I've never actually seen a horror channel do a decluttering. I've seen like a lot of booktubers do declutterings. I've seen makeup declutterings, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to declutter. Hey everyone, so I went ahead and kind of explained what this video is going to be about. I wanted to give myself some rules though. So basically my rules for myself are to declutter things that I don't find joy in. So movies that I don't enjoy watching, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of. And I'm also going to go ahead and get rid of something that I'm not going to rewatch. So I'm going to make a lot more space on my shelf. I'm excited for it. I'm nervous for it because I've held on to a lot of these movies for a long time. And it's kind of been like one of those, you know, kind of like a cozy blanket that, you know, you can just go pick any movie off your shelf and put it on. But I think it'll be good for me to get rid of movies that I don't find complete joy in, because then I'll make space for more favorites, and I'll be able to find more favorites a little easier. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what I'm getting rid of. And like I said, this is going to be probably a process because I have a ton of movies. And I'm probably going to go ahead and do little reviews as I go throughout and let you know why I'm getting rid of certain movies and what movies I'm keeping. So I hope you guys are interested in this. And I'm going to go ahead and get started now. I just kind of wanted to give you an idea of what we're working with. I went ahead and took out one whole pile of movies and another pile of movies. So basically we're two rows of movies deep, and you can see the dust collecting. This is exactly why I need to do this. It's just a mess, and these need to be taken care of a lot better. And yeah, so 2 rows of movies. Hopefully I can get rid of it so that I can actually just see the movies going sideways. That would be a nice goal, I think. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm already feeling a little bit overwhelmed. I picked up the first stack and I was like, this is gonna be a lot to go through. So we're gonna see how this is gonna go. One movie at a time, right? One movie at a time. Okay, first movie I picked up was The Autopsy of Jane Doe. I'm keeping this. This is in the plastic. So what I think happened was I got this in a horror pack, and I also purchased this at, I believe, Target. So I'm gonna declutter one of them. If one of them's not Blu-ray, I'm gonna go ahead and declutter it. So that's another rule. If I have a DVD and a Blu-ray, I'll get rid of the DVD unless there's like special extras. So I think I'm gonna keep, obviously I'm gonna keep this Blu-ray. Autopsy of Jane Doe is amazing, and if you haven't seen it, it is really spooky and creepy, and just, it gives you this amazing vibe, especially the first watch through. I watched this multiple times through one day after the other when I first saw it. So definitely you should watch this if you haven't. Okay, I have a few other movies that I'm already ready to declutter. I have Drag Me to Hell, which is another favorite of mine, but I also got this in horror pack, and I have a Blu-ray edition, so there's no need for me to keep this DVD edition. It's got the same extras. I went ahead and checked, and if you don't know what Drag Me to Hell is about, it's basically about a woman who is trying to get ahead in life, trying to get that promotion, and she pisses off the wrong person, and then some strange things start happening. It's an absolutely amazing watch. It's one of my favorites. I tend to pull this out at least once a year. So I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this one as well, but it is a favorite of mine. Okay. I have the Chernobyl Diaries. I remember the first time that I watched this, I hated it. I don't think I completely understood it, what they were doing, but I went ahead and rewatched it when I got it again in horror pack, and I thought it was an absolutely fun zombie movie, so I'm definitely going to keep the Blu-ray for that. And I'm so glad horror pack made me rewatch it and give it a second chance. I'm definitely glad for that, because the second watch through, for some reason I enjoyed it way more. I guess I was in the right headspace. So that's what I'm going to declutter. I'm going to declutter The Boy. The Boy is another interesting horror movie. It is, let's see, it's from the horror company that Elijah Wood produces, Spectre Vision, and basically it's about this really creepy kid, and he's kind of Norman Bates-ish, and weird things happen, and Rainn Wilson is in it. But I'm going to go ahead and declutter it because I have a Blu-ray, and I'm not entirely sure I'm going to keep the Blu-ray because I feel like I need to give it a rewatch. So stay tuned for my feelings on that. I remember I enjoyed it for what it was at the time, but I'm not sure it's one of the movies that I would pick up and want to rewatch, you know? So I'm going to rewatch it and see how I feel, and let you guys know if I'm going to declutter the Blu-ray as well. And then I have this absolutely terrible movie that I got from Horror Pack. Chris and I picked it up the other day, and we actually watched it all the way through. Watched is really hard because towards the middle-ish end of it, I started cleaning while I was watching this, and I don't do that. Usually I'm the one who's most focused on the movie, no matter how terrible it is. You guys, I can't even explain to you how disappointed I was in the darkness. You see this cover and you expect greatness. If you hear my dogs barking outside, I am so sorry. But that's happening right now. So The Darkness was terrible. There were so many like disturb ancient artifact tropes, and then there were some random things that were just thrown in there, like the bulimia, and it felt more of like a weird sort of drama than an actual horror movie about a family that was having a hard time together, and then the whole horror element over top of it, and then just what they did with it, it was disappointing. So I wouldn't recommend it. I know it just got recently uploaded to Netflix, and I was just like, really, Netflix, you're gonna upload that? And I went ahead and actually gave it a 1/2 star on what is that app that I use? I forget what it's called, but Gory introduced me into it, and it's basically where you rate movies as you watch them. So that was the first thing I rated on there since they got an app for my phone for it. And sadly, I think I gave it like a 1/2 star. That was the lowest I could give it, and it wasn't good. So I'm decluttering The Darkness. Kevin Bacon, you can do better. pick better movies. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that one too. So I just realized that you probably are hearing the air condition, but it's like 104 right now. So I'm dying. I guess I'll turn off the air condition for you for like a few minutes. I'm gonna show you what I just found in my movie collection. Okay guys, you wanna see something so freaking cute? So a friend bought this for me when, I don't know, it was probably a birthday or Christmas or just at random. They used to do these really cute things where they would buy me horror movies when they saw those like weird random packs at Target or Walmart or whatever. And you guys, when I watched this, I don't know how many years ago this was, I put ratings on the back. Oh my god, look at this. I actually gave them ratings. How cute is that? It was either like high school or the beginning of college when I did this. So I have it's an 8 horror films Master of Terror collection. So there was Dracula 3, and of course I loved that whole series for Dracula, even though it was a little bit cheesy, so I gave that a B- on here, which I think was really funny. The Nurse, I wrote a B on this, but I don't even remember what The Nurse is, so that's obviously something that I'm gonna have to rewatch. I never graded The Prophecy 2 because I hadn't seen The Prophecy 1 at this point. I still haven't seen The Prophecy with Christopher Walken. I've heard good things about it. You guys, I'm melting already. Have Puppet Master as a D. Don't kill me. Okay? I just wasn't into the first movie. I didn't like it. But maybe I can watch it again. But I remember I hated that, watching that movie. But yeah, don't kill me. I know that there's a lot of you that like the Puppet Master. And then Paranormal Entity, I wrote D-. So obviously I hated that. And then Roman, I put C-. Now I actually still remember what Roman was about. It was like this weird stalkerish kind of guy. I don't think I would ever rewatch that movie, so I don't know why I gave it a C-. Why didn't I just give it a D? Huh? I don't know, past me. What is that about? And then Live Animals, I gave it a C+. A group of young adults are kidnapped and tortured. Their attempt to escape leads to even more gruesome and deadly consequences. I remember the cover for this, and I remember seeing it in like Hollywood Video, but I'm having a hard time remembering what it was completely about. I'm not sure I would rewatch it, but apparently I gave it a C+, so it might be worth a rewatch. And then I have Halloween Resurrection, which I put C on the back. Oh god. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna keep this collection, even though I'm kind of hating the way collections are making my movie shelf organized, but I just think this is too funny and it gives me a sort of sense of nostalgia, and I kind of love it. But yeah, so don't hate me on some of those ratings, but it is what it is. Okay, I found another one, you guys. So this was early in my collection. I had an 8 movie pack, Midnight Horror Collection. It has a bunch of ratings on the back too. Oh my goodness. So I know these were a bunch of like B movies, and yeah, so let's go ahead and get started on my ratings. Past me, The Legend of Sorrow Creek. I don't even remember this movie, but I rated it a C. And then I have Prom Night, which I also rated a C. And then I have Below, which is a C-. I Am Omega, which is another C. So apparently I was a little more generous on this. And then I have The Evil Bong, which I gave it a straight F. Like, Look at that. Straight F. And then look at this one. I was like, I'm undecided. It's like a D plus or a C. This is Meridian. I remember this movie. Like, a lot of these movies don't stick out in my memory, but I remember Meridian. And it was weird. It was like, it was about a woman who like inherited a castle or something like that. And from a relative that I guess she didn't know. At least that's what I remember. And then there was like this creature that came and started visiting her, and some encounters started to happen, if you know what I mean about encounters with her and the creature. And yeah, that stuck out to me apparently, because I remember the movie. And then there's Demonic Toys, which I gave a C as well. This is like a pack of C movies, which isn't too bad for me. And then I have Decadent Evil, which I remember this one too. It was so weird. There's like this homunculus thing in here, and it's like part reptile, part human, and this vampire lady keeps him in a cage, and there's like vampire hunters. It's so weird. It's like all over the place. And I gave that a C too, because I enjoyed the weirdness of it. But if you've seen Decadent Evil, let me know, because I haven't heard anyone really talk about it. And so on the back, the description says, a vampire named Morella feasts upon the blood of her strip club clientele while housing her ex-lover Marvin, a part human, part reptile, in a birdcage. Oh, okay. So that was her lover, that homunculus thing. So anyway, it was a weird kind of ride watching that one, and I remember it. But anyway, so that's what I did. I rated all those ones as well, which I think is kind of funny. But yeah, I'm gonna try and watch one of these and see if I want to keep them. I'm gonna keep this one just because those movies were kind of weird and kind of obscure. So I kind of appreciate the obscureness of, well, especially like the Meridian and like the Decadent Evil one. So even though some of these I definitely wouldn't watch again. Hey everyone. Okay, so over the last couple days, I sat down and watched 2 movies that I've gotten from Horror Pack, just to decide if I was going to declutter them or not. The first movie I watched was Elizabeth Harvest. I thought it was a fantastic movie. Acting was great. Storyline was very interesting. There were a lot of twists and turns in it. It's basically about a woman who is on her honeymoon and starts finding out that her newly wedded husband is hiding things from her, and interesting stuff ensues, twists and turns. I gave it a 3-star on Letterboxd, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and declutter it because it's one of those movies when the mystery is gone, there's no need to watch it again. It's definitely worth a watch, even though there are some things that you might have seen in other movies or animes, but like I said, I thought it was interesting. It was worth a watch. The acting was well done. Amazing scenery. But yeah, worth a watch. Just, I'm not going to keep it because once that mystery is gone, that's it, right? But yeah, so I'm decluttering Elizabeth Harvest. I'm very proud of myself right now. And okay, the next movie I sat down and watched was Clickbait. It was one of the Horror Pack limited edition Blu-rays, and I honestly wasn't expecting too much when I saw it. I'm just not always into like the internet kind of movies, but it took me by surprise because it was more satire than anything else. And I thought there was a lot of funny commentary on internet culture and what people will do for views. And yeah, I just thought it was pretty good, and I thought the two female leads were fantastic. I loved their acting style for the movie. I think it fit really well with the satire. I loved the score that they chose. I could tell that they put a lot of heart into this movie, and I definitely recommend watching it. I know I went ahead and gave it a 3.5 star on Letterboxd, but I think I'm gonna declutter this one as well. I haven't quite decided because I did like it, but I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna watch it again, and I'm not sure I am. But I might hang on to it and see about maybe giving it away, just because it is one of those limited edition movies, and I did think it was really good. So maybe I'll do a giveaway. Maybe I don't know. I'm not sure what to do with these ones because I feel like they're a little more special than the run-of-the-mill like Blu-rays that you get at Target or whatever, just because it's limited. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and stop this declutter right here. I think I've decluttered like 5 or 6 movies so far, so yay for me. I did pretty good. Yeah, it's gonna take a while for me to get through all this, so I'm gonna keep posting these videos. Let me know if you guys are interested in this. Let me know if you agree with the movies I decluttered or not, and if you've seen any of these movies, what you thought of them. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching. I know it's been a while. Expect another declutter video soon because it's gonna be a series. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later.